Hello, everyone. So in this lab, we're going to try to put our developer's hat on, right? Just to have a taste of how to build an AI machine. In this case, how to build a chatbot, which is so a chatbot can talk to you, can give you answers, right? Can entertain you and look up information for you, etc. And so these are some of the general steps to build a So these are some of the steps to build a bot. It's first we need to train it with a large data set. Okay. And in this case, a large data set of expressions, or what we call intents. So we have to feed it a libraries of expressions of how we talk, right? And tell us this is our intent when we have that expression. To teach them how to differentiate. If we say, I am sad, that, or I want a package, right? That means, and then after that is we need to build a skill for our bot, right? A skill is a block of conversation that have a clear purpose that your bot can execute to achieve a goal. So we need to tell your bot what to do, right? And what an action to take, given what trigger, right, or what requirement, etc. That's the skill you need to build. And then the next step is you need to test, right, if your skill and your intent works correctly, right, if your bot works correctly, and then you want to connect it to a platform, right, to your website or to your message. And then the final step is to monitor, right? You always want to monitor how your chatbot performs, right? How does it answer to your customers and execute the skills. Again, the intent, the purpose of the lab is just for you to experience a bit of the behind the scene of how we build an AI chatbot, right? So again, it's not for you to become a developer, okay? So you need lots and lots more courses than just this one lecture, okay? It's similar to how we build any AI model, right? We need to train them, we need to build the model and test, right? To fine tune the model, connect, right? Apply the model and monitor it, right? Provide guardrails and also monitor the performance, right? To keep improve the model. So for package. So and we're gonna build it on the SAP platform. And SAP has the SAP Conversational AI project, right, where they open it for everyone to use for free. So we can try. Again, we have many other no-code, low-code platforms out there that you can try. Some do have fees you have to pay, though. Like we have Google, right? We have Microsoft Power App. We have on Salesforce also have its own no-code, low-code platform for you to build apps. Oracle as well, right? So there are multiple out there. Concept you're gonna see among the platforms. So the first thing you want to do is to sign up, okay, for an account on SAP Conversational AI. Again, you can find the link on the lab document, okay, and then click sign up here. And it's gonna ask you to have your name and the email, okay, and you wanna type in your name and the email that you wanna use. Well, after you complete the exercise here, this platform provides you with a lot of free training exercise as well. And after you complete them, you can also share the batches like you did with the Salesforce Trainhead. Okay, you can share it to LinkedIn, etc., to tell everyone, hey, I just built my first chatbot, etc. Okay, so you so after you successfully activate your account, right, you can use your username and your password and go back to this website, okay, and click on sign in to sign into your SAP account, okay, using the username and the password that you just set. Okay, after you're logging in, so after you're logging in, you're gonna see this is your profile on SAP Conversational AI. Because you haven't built anything yet, you're not gonna have any bots yet, right? The first one we wanna do is wanna build a bot that can do some basic greetings to you, right? So imagine when you get into a banking website, right? Something pop up and say hi, etc. So that's similar to that, right? Our bots can say hi and hello and goodbye to us when we say it to them. Okay, that's basic greetings. So we're going to click on new bot here. Okay, provide you a link, and SAP does have tutorials for this task. Okay, so you can also follow it with here, and after you're done, then you can click done, right? And in each step, and after you finish the whole thing, you're gonna get a badge that you can share on your LinkedIn. Okay, but again, their instructions are not very clear. That's why I want to make this video to show you how we do it. Okay, so again, okay, so the first thing we want to do is this is an intent-based bot which can perform actions based on our questions, right? For example, if it can pull up the order number for you, if you ask for the status of your order, right? Or it can, well, for example, if we ask for the status of our order, it can ask our order number and then pull up the order status for us, right? So it can do a flow of actions. It can do a conversational flows, right, to do something for you. The second one is a FAQ bot. This one is gonna, so in this case, you're gonna select perform actions, okay? And there's also already some predefined skills for you to reduce the complexity, okay? So we're gonna choose greetings because that's what we want our bot to do, greet customers, okay? And so we want to name the bot here. Again, you can name it my first bot, right? You can name it any name that you like. For example, I can name, well, I'll name it La La Land. I can name it Lala, okay? Description, you can also provide description, whatever you want to do here. Like a bot that likes to tell jokes and have a little fun. That's what instruction suggests, right? Again, it's optional. Here we want to select the type data that our bot can use. So the health data, related data is not allowed for us. So we can choose non-personal. And we want our bot to store the conversation data or not, right? So we want it to store the conversation it has with us so we can learn and improve from that conversation, okay? So we choose store. Bot visibility, let's make it public so everyone can see it. You can show it off to anyone and use it. Okay, let's click create bot here. So we can have our bot. Okay, so here is our bot we have created, right? Mine is Lala. There is the name there. Yours should be whatever name you give it, right? Your first bot or my first bot, whatever. Okay, the second step is, again, as I said earlier, right? We need to train. We have 4 steps in a bot's life: is train, build, connect, and monitor. So the first thing we want is to train it, right? We need to provide a set of data for it to fit in, right? To fit on and to learn what do humans mean, right? When they say this, it needs to be taught what it needs to understand, okay? And we do that by create intents. It means expressions that we usually use, okay? So in this case, well, we can create intents from scratch, right? You can see here, you can create new intent by click on new intent here. But we can also copy, but we also can copy the existing intent that others people have created, right, and store it in a repository. And that is called fork, right? Fork means you're gonna copy something that has been made and use it for your own, okay? And create a version of it for yourself. And so in this case, we're gonna search for an existing intent, say joke, because we want our bot to make a joke, okay? We're gonna search for joke. So see what I did there, right? In the search bar here, we're gonna type in joke and then click search. And now it's gonna look up, okay, from the library, whatever available. Okay, so here's some existing joke intents that have been that are already there. So you can fork any of this, right? Again, to choose the first one, for example, and we're gonna choose fork here. And you will see this, the intent as joke has been forked, right? It has been copied to our bot. And you can see here, under here, our bot has as joke intent, right? The goodbye and the greetings intents are already here for us, okay? It's a default. So let's click on the intent, which is fork, and see what it has in there, right? So you can see under the intent, which is fork, this is some of the expressions that they have, right? So, so funny story. So these are some expressions that you think a customer can ask, right? When they want to, and the more expressions we have, the better our bots can respond, right, to the request. So you can fork from any others as well, right? If you think they have more, and you can also import impressions from other library out there, okay? All right, now we have our expression library, right? We need to go back. So let's go back to train. Now we have the ask joke intent. We need to create an intent for our bot to react, right? If the customer asks for a joke, create new intent, right? And we're gonna name it laugh. And for description, we can just copy the description here, natural reactions to awesome jokes. Again, it's optional. It's just to help you easier to understand what is this intent name means, okay? And we want, again, the matching strictness here, right, is for our bot to detect the intent, right, that our customers have. So So again, it's general say a recommendation is on between 50 and 70, right? We don't want it too high because if it's too high, then it has to match exactly to detecting intention. And that's not good, right? It reduces our bot's ability to detect intentions of the customers and react. And we don't want it to be too low as well, because if it's too low, then our bot detections is more likely to be wrong, right? So we're just gonna keep it at 50 for now as the default, okay? And we're gonna again, there's always the explanation right here. If you want to learn more, you can always click on it, and it's going to open a new website to explain to you. Okay. Now let's click create intent. Now you see it show up here, right? We have our bot has new intent left. Now we need to put some data into it, right? So let's click on this intent, and we need to tell it some expression. Okay. Okay, well, we need to create another intent first. So we can do it later, or I can do it now, but I'll just follow the instruction here so you don't get confused. So we're gonna create another intent here right now, right? So it's a bad reaction to the joke, okay? Click new intent, and we're gonna create a bad, so say it's a lame. For the description, say you can succeed anytime, right? Again, this is for our bot to realize if the customer like the joke or not, okay? And just say click create intent here. It's the opposite of the laugh, right? Yeah. The laugh intent teach our bots if the customer, how the customer like, how the customer react if they like the joke, right? And this intent teach our bots to realize how the customer dislike the joke. Okay, now we need to add expression to each of the intents that we just create. So let's click on the laugh intent. And now you need to create expressions here, right? So they do have some for you, so you can create, okay? So we can copy each of the impression here and click enter. After you do that, okay, so copy each of the intent that you have from the expression. Again, they do recommend that we need to have at least 30 to 50 expressions, right, to teach our bots to. Again, the more you have, the better. This is our data, okay, to feed to our bot. Again, feel free to come up with your own expression, right? How you react, how you think your customer is going to react if they like a joke. All right, so this is the data we have for now. And now go back to our train so we can get to the lame intent, right? And we need to, again, create expression or the data for this as well to teach our bot. So we have to copy some of the example in expression that the instruction give us. Again, you can feel free to come up with your own expression, but I'm just lazy, so I'm just gonna copy them here. Again, the more expression you have, the better your bot's gonna be, okay? All right, so again, as we do this, we can always test the bot, okay? And you can click train button here, okay, to train our bot. So it can update with the new expression and the new data that we just enter. If it's yellow, it means it is out of date. Blue means it's in training, and green is up to date. So our bot is now up to date with all of the new data we just feed it. Okay. Now, by default, okay, your bot is not training itself. Okay. So we need to change that default. You can go to settings. And we want to go to versions, okay, and click on the drop down here. And under here, you want under training mode down here, okay. So setting, go to versions and expand the drop down menu, okay. We want our bots in the training mode to be automatic. So it automatically trigger training if you make any changes to the bot, okay. If it we fit new data, right, create new skill, etc. Okay, so now we can go back to the train tab. You can always also, you see the two icons are down here, right? The blue one is expression analysis. Again, it's for you to see if it's for you to see if the expression that we have is correct or not, right? It refers to the right intent. So we can test that, okay? For example, something that you think that should match the intent. So you can copy the one that it gave us, example. Okay, so if someone say, "Body bot, can you tell me a joke, please?" Well, okay, the answer for that is our bot realized that this expression means they are asking for a joke, which is correct, right? So the expression works, okay, so that's expression analysis. The second one icon you see here is the chat preview. This is how you can test your bot, okay? So you can do it now or can do it anytime, right? You can say hello and see, okay, can you tell me a joke? See, at this point, our bot has not been given the skill yet, so it cannot tell us a joke yet. So it cannot react to our answer here. It can read us, right? But it doesn't have the skill. So let's close this, and that's what we're gonna build next. Okay. So now we go to build, so we can build the skill, right? Build an action for the bot to do. And here you see whatever you see in here is already the action or the skills that our bot already have. It's already in here by default, okay? Like greetings, we just see, okay, a fallback, what it's gonna say, right? If it sees some expression, something that it doesn't recognize, so it's gonna be fallback. It's gonna say something from the fallback action here, okay, or this ambiguation as well. So we're gonna add skill, okay, because we want to teach our bot something new. So what is a skill again, right? It's an action that your bot can do. So here we're gonna type the name for our skill. In this case, we're gonna do tell joke skill, because we want to teach our bot how to tell a joke. So you can type this or you can copy it. Make sure you have the dash in between, okay, because you cannot have space in the name. And there are 3 types of skill you can have for your bot. It can be a business skill, right, which is the core purpose, which is the core purpose of the bot. Okay, if it's again, right, if it's a tell a joke bot, then tell a joke skill should be the core purpose, right? It can be a floating skill, which is something small thing that your bot can do, like reading, right? For example, can be something or doing small talk, can be some small thing that your bot can do, right? But not the main thing. Then initialize skill is when the conversation with the user starts, okay? So again, the default type is business, which is what we already have here, okay? And then we're gonna add this skill. So you can see in the skill canvas here, right? You see the tell me a job skill show up. You can click on this skill to go into it, okay? So here you can update the README. It's just a description of explain, right? What is this skill is about? What can you what can your bot do with this skill? Okay. Trigger is a condition that must occur for the skill to be executed, right? So trigger is something that must occur for the bot to tell a joke in this case, for example, right? Then you have requirements for each skill, which is information that must be collected in order for the skill to be executed, right? For your bot to be able to perform the skill, what information that needs to have. And then the actions is the actions take, which is the skill itself, okay? So again, not every skill is gonna need all, you need on the, you need to do on 3 tabs here, okay? So let's do the trigger tab first, because again, you need to tell the bot to do the skill, right? If the user asks for it. So the trigger this skill only if here is gonna choose intent, right? If it sees some intent from the users, then it should trigger the skill, all right? So if so we see if, and then we see choose as job intent, right? If any expressions that a person use, right, to ask for a job, if the bot sees that, then it's gonna trigger the skill. Okay, so we're gonna choose the intent as jobs here, and then we click save, and it automatically say as choose is present, right? If any expression to ask for a job is present, then it's gonna trigger the skill. Okay, so also we want to add, so click on the add side, right? We need to also do the laugh and the lame intent, okay? If any of these intent is triggered, if any of these expression, right, is detected, then it's to trigger our bot skill. It's just tell a job in this case. Okay, and currently it's and, it means all 3 of these expressions have to be there to trigger the action, but that's not what we want. So we can click on this to turn it to all, right? Any of these expressions is there, then our bot's gonna trigger the joke, okay? And now we're gonna go to the action tab. It doesn't have any requirement for this case. It doesn't need information to tell the joke. But now we're gonna go to the action. Okay, so now if we see the intent or the expressions, right? What it's gonna do? We're gonna click on new action group. Okay, and then we're gonna, under the add condition here, we're gonna say if the ask joke happen, okay, select ask joke and then save. Then what it's gonna do, we're gonna choose the message type and then choose the text format. Those are just the previous one you see, right? Just different types of message. Okay, so it's gonna tell a joke in this case. So again, if anyone know a good joke, feel free to type it in, right? So I'm just gonna copy it from instruction. I don't understand this joke, but okay, whatever. And then you click save. if you have more jokes, right, you can always add it in here. Click the plus button here to add some other jokes. It takes I don't know why do the chickens cross the road. My kids always ask me this, so it's probably one of the few jokes that I know, even though I don't find it funny. Okay, so again, our bot's gonna randomly pick a joke, okay, from here. Again, feel free to add any more jokes that you want, okay? Or, okay, let me add one more. Just type, why do tomatoes blush? Again, another joke that my kids tell me. All right, so I think that's enough funny for me. That's it. That's something that you just teach your bot. So now you can test, right, by chat with the bot. Okay, so you can click on chat preview here. And if you say, tell me a joke. Well, it tells you a joke, right? Say, tell me something else. Let's see how it say what you think it's gonna say. I say the same thing again. Something else. Now it says something else. Okay. Again, you can try other things, right, to see how your bots react. And again, you feel free to go back and train, right, and view something else for their bot. Okay. And that's it for your first bot. Congratulations. You just view your first tell a joke bot. Okay. All right, so let's do the next thing. Again, as I said, right, you can mark after you're done with every step, you can mark it done here. You can also answer this question. Okay, and after that, it's gonna create a batch for you after you